Oliver Cromwell was a revolutionary badass. Oliver Cromwell was just a peasant, poor farmer, just a tiny, poor peasant, Christian farmer, saw that King Charles I was doing wrong, and then he gets into a position of power. He's leading armies against the king, eventually signs a death warrant, which has King Charles I beheaded in 1649 for high treason, for being a murderer, a tyrant, a traitor, for being the public enemy number one. So King Charles I had to die for England so England could live, so Englishmen in England could live freely. And also because King Charles I was doing the same shit that King Louis XVI was doing. They were hiring foreign mercenary armies to come inside to invade their own people. So, yeah, King Charles asked the Dutch and the French. He asked the Dutch and the French and the Irish for some armies to go against his own people. So Leon Trotsky says he's a class revolutionary. He's a badass. Oliver Cromwell, that roundhead, he's an English revolutionary. He was on the right side of the English Civil War, and it was amazing. Oliver Cromwell, this simple, tiny farmer, he fought for civic republicanism. He fought against hereditary succession. Eventually, he's going to become the Lord Protector of England because they're against kings. So, Oliver Cromwell was a revolutionary before the American, French, and the Haitian revolutions. So, Oliver Cromwell's against absolute power. He's in favor of the people. He's in favor of the Parliament. He's against hereditary succession. He's against the monarchy. He fought for civic republicanism. Eventually, they're going to execute the king because they're guilty of high treason. You can't, what, you're going to kill your own people? What kind of king is that? And the English Civil War, we saw 300,000 Englishmen that was killed. That's 6% of the population. And he was a terrible king. He kept dissolving the parliament. For 11 years, there was no parliament. He was a dictator, a totalitarian, fascist dictator. The French and the Dutch, he was trying to get Rome's popery to raise an Irish army. So the French and the Dutch and the Rome's pope's armies and the Irish armies in order to kill Englishmen. And that's not high treason. So they killed King Charles I for being a murderer. He killed 300,000 Englishmen because of the Civil War. A tyrant, a traitor, had all those foreign armies to invade. And then public enemy number one. So, when it comes to justice, I would say that beheading King Charles I was very just. He murdered 300,000 Englishmen. Charles Stuart was just one life. So, what would the Bible say about justice? Does the Bible say anything about justice? Here's some Bible quotes on justice. Revelations 19:11, Jesus' second coming, he's going to come on a white horse of justice. So Jesus Christ's second coming, he's riding on a white horse of justice. Deuteronomy 16:20 says, follow justice and justice alone, so that you may live and possess the land your God has given you. Or, a different translation says, justice you shall pursue, so that you may thrive and occupy the land that the Lord your God is given you. Proverbs 29:7, the righteous care about justice for the poor, but the wicked have no such concern. Psalm 33:5, the Lord loves righteousness and justice. The earth is full of his unfailing love. Psalms 106:3, blessed are those who act justly, who always do what is right. Proverbs 29:4, by justice a king gives a country stability, but those who are greedy for bribes tear it down. Proverbs 28:5, the wicked do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand it fully. Luke 18:1-8, Jesus tells of a story of a judge who neither feared God nor cared about what the people wanted. Until this old widow, this old lady just kept on asking for justice, and the judge, being afraid that the old widow was going to hurt him, he's like, all right, old widow, I'll get you some damn justice. Proverbs 11:19, justice leads towards life, and wickedness, death. Proverbs 12:7, the criminal is overthrown and is no more, but the house of justice stands firm. Proverbs 24:20, evil has no future, the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. Proverbs 11:30, the fruit of justice is a tree of life. The wise man saves lives. Proverbs 10:14, the wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin. Proverbs 10:23, crime is entertainment for the fool. A man of understanding hath wisdom. Proverbs 21:15, when justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous and terror for the wicked. Psalms 37:27-29, for the sake of civilization, reject evil, do good, for the Lord loves the just, and cuts the seed of the wicked off. Only the righteous shall inherit the land. Amos 5:24, let justice roll on like a river, and righteousness like a never-failing stream. Romans 12:19, do not revenge, beloved. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. Isaiah 30:18, therefore the Lord waits to be gracious to you, therefore he will rise up to show mercy to you, for the Lord is the God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait for him. Psalms 137:9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Okay, that's super fucked up. I guess that's David saying it's okay to kill Babylonians or something. I don't know. But never forget the Bible has a lot of fucked up shit. But ultimately, it's poetry. I could read these words and I get a lot of meaning from them. Take, for example, Isaiah 61:8. For I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. I will faithfully reward them and make an everlasting covenant with them. The soul who sins will die. Ezekiel 18:4. Israel, turn back! Turn back from your evil ways. That's E33, Ezekiel 33:11. Micah 6:8. He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Ezekiel 18:20. The wicked die forever. Sons and fathers do not bear each other's sins, but it's on the individual alone. Isaiah 1:17, learn to do good, seek justice, rescue the oppressed, defend the orphan, and plead for the widow. Isaiah 1:17 is fantastic. Isaiah 1:17, that sounds like some Hunter S. Thompson shit. Walk tall, kick ass, learn to speak Arabic. Never forget that you come from a long line of rebels and truth tellers and justice makers, something like that. So Isaiah 1:17, learn to do good, seek justice, rescue the oppressed, defend the orphan, plead for the widow. Psalm 106:3, happy are those who act justly and always do what is right. Zechariah 7:9, the Lord of hosts says, administer true justice, render true judgments, administer true justice, show kindness and mercy to one another. Ezekiel 2:3, Son of man, I am sending you to the sons of Israel, to a rebellious people who have rebelled against me, and they and their fathers have transgressed against me to this very day. Isaiah 58:10, feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. Proverbs 22:8, whoever sows injustice will reap calamity, and the rod of his fury will fail. Psalm 36:10, pour out your unfailing heart to those who love you. Give justice to those with honest hearts. Hosea 12:6, hold fast to love and justice. The just fall 7 times, but they rise again. The wicked stumble from one mishap. Proverbs 24:16. Many counselors are needed for victory. Proverbs 24:6-13. There's a whole bunch. The schemes of fools gain no acceptance. Fools can't speak up in the gate at an assembly. Did you fail in adversity? Did your strength fall short? Proverbs 24:10. Matthew 5:38-40. He says, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. No way. Not eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Do not resist evil. This is Jesus. So Jesus is saying, don't resist evil. No, not an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If anybody slaps your right cheek, then you turn them the other cheek. And just let him keep on slapping you all day. If anyone wants to sue you to take your shirt, then you hand over your coat as well. Amos 5:15, hate evil, love good, establish justice in the gate. It may be the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are justice. A God of faithfulness and without iniquity. Just and upright is he. Matthew 21:12-13. Jesus went to the temple courtyard, and through all who was buying and selling there, he overturned the money changers' tables and the chairs of those who sold pigeons. He said, get the hell out of here, you pigeon sellers, you money converters. He said, Scripture says, my house is a house of prayer, but you're turning it into a gathering place for thieves. Ecclesiastes 5:8. If you see a province, the oppression of the poor and the violation of justice and righteousness, do not be amazed at the matter, for the high official is watched by an even higher official. And even that higher official, there is one that is higher than them. So don't be amazed. You have an entire hierarchy of incompetent government administrators. An entire hierarchy. Ecclesiastes 5:8. Some good stuff. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of, both. You had King Charles I saying that, he had a divine right from God, but I'm pretty sure thou shalt not murder. That's an Old Testament thing. I'm pretty sure Jesus doesn't, he says love, treat people as you would want to treat yourself, right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. The golden rule. That's what Jesus was all about. So if Jesus had to have fought in the English Civil War, I think he would have been on the side of Oliver Cromwell. He would have been on the side of Oliver Cromwell. What? Jesus only follows one God, right? Not no king, not no man. Jesus doesn't bow down for a man. Only God tells Jesus what's up. True Christian, you can't bow down for a man, a king, a fallible. So this means Oliver Cromwell's against sovereign immunity. He's against absolute power, hereditary succession. This is fantastic. This is like he's in favor of Parliament because Parliament represents the people. He's an English revolutionary. He's on the side of the Roundheads. So, hell yeah, the Roundheads were on the side of justice. They're against the divine rights of kings. Kings get to rule over us because God says so? No. resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. God says that we were made in His image. So if we were made in His image, do you want to be ruled over like a slave? You want to be oppressed? Isn't that the whole point of Moses, getting all the Jews out of Egypt so they're not enslaved anymore? Get out of slavery. Slavery is bad. So I believe Oliver Cromwell's, I believe in his God, his Jesus, because King Charles, Charles Stuart, he was on some bullshit. Yeah, poor King Charles, right? What about the 300 Englishmen that was killed in the English Civil War? Anybody shed a tear for them? And what about Oliver Cromwell? What a fucking badass. Just a little, humble Christian farmer who stood up like the McCoys against the Hatfields, who said right is right, even if everybody's against it, and wrong is wrong, even if everybody is for it. And he was against the monarchy, against absolute power, against the monarchy, against hereditary succession, against the divine right of kings, against sovereign immunity. Hell, they still try to use sovereign immunity today. Sovereign immunity. So it's no wonder that Oliver Cromwell was voted one of the top 10 greatest Britons of all time. He's up there with Darwin and Shakespeare and Churchill, Princess Diana, some guy named Bruno. But number 10, Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell is a badass, a revolutionary way before his time. He wasn't a great Lord Protector, but he was a great civic Republican, and history is going to be very kind to him, because in the 1600s, he was talking about having a democratic republic back in the 1600s, an actual democracy ruled by the people. Incredible. He was in favor of democracy. So yeah, I would think Jesus would be for the people. So yeah. Oliver Cromwell, if he was reading the Bible, he had plenty of quotes about justice to inspire him on to victory. So there you go, Bible quotes about justice. And Oliver Cromwell.